Welcome back, tribe. Part 2 of planting trees.
Oh, all right, guys. So continuing the mission to go find some soil or soil amendments, I started by going over to my friend Patrick's house. Patrick is the guy that allowed me to live in the apartment upstairs at his place for a couple of years while I got back on my feet. It got a little rough there during the final month of my father's life. He was battling cancer, and a lot of things were up in the air. So if it wasn't for Patricio, I don't know where I'd be right now. But he's a good guy. And once again, I went to him for help. And once again, he has gifted us these. Now, these are pots of soil that I was using when I was doing the microgreens there at Patrick's place. I was also growing, some veggies there, tomatoes and things like that. And after I left, they sort of just sat, and you can see that everything just sort of died and dried up. So Pat was like, hey, you need it? Take it. Take the pots too. In addition to that, we also got something I'm very excited about because it's something that I've needed and have been using a hose in place of one. And, searching around Pat's property, we found a sink. A great stainless steel sink that we're going to put in the back area there for everybody to use. And they're here to wash their dishes and do any kind of meal preps and stuff. We also got this. It is a thermometer, barometer, and hydrometer, humidity, whatnot. It was just sitting there. Pat has no need for it anymore, and I thought it would look good somewhere here, so we'll have to find a place for that later. But right now, we want to get through the main part of the day. This time of the day down here in Mexico is referred to as siesta. So from about 11 o'clock till around 1, sometimes later, people sort of take a break. And hide from the sun during the hottest part of the day. Get back to doing what they're doing later on after the sun has passed overhead and starts to set in the west there. I'm going to do the same. In fact, I'm going to probably fix myself something to eat. So, one more thing. I am finally going to candy these lemon slices and these peels in here. When I was making the marmalade and juice and everything, I had a bunch of the peels left over. I was planning on candying them anyways. And now I put fresh water and I start boiling them to soften the peels and start to infuse it with the sugar syrup. Once that's done, we'll take them out and I can either roll them into some sugar or I can dehydrate them as I'm doing here. Make a nice little crunchy dehydrated fruit candy kind of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna get on that and then we'll pick back up on the trees and stuff a little bit later on after siesta. Alright guys, so I have emptied the pots into the wheelbarrow. Next we gotta go over here and see what ash I can get out. Oh yeah, there's some decent ash in there. We're gonna mix that up and let's get these bad boys in the ground, huh? All right. All right, tribe. So this stuff is exceptionally dry, and I don't have enough space in the wheelbarrow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up over here and dump it out onto the ground. and do the mixing right here on the ground. That way I'm close to the trees anyways.
Alright, so just as I've mentioned, I'm dumping out the soil. We're going to go ahead and try and hydrate this soil up. I've mixed up the ash and things with it, and we're just going to try and get some water into it. It's pretty dry.
Alright, I don't know if you guys could tell, but this stuff is so dry, and when I put water to it, it's just running off the sides. So I'm going to build a little reservoir in here like you would with dough. I'm going to put the moisture in the middle. We're going to let it soak in through the ground and into the mound itself. Try and see if we can get some of this life stirred back up in the soil here. Let's see how we did, tribe. Hopefully we got a little bit of moisture into the soil. Still a little dry at the bottom here. You can see just how dry this potting soil got. So I'm gonna try and mix her up as best we can, and we'll do it again. And we'll go ahead and leave that and see if we've done any better. All right, tribe. I think we've got it this time. What is still dry, I'm sure, will moisten up once it's all turned again and mixed. I think we can start working on the holes again for our trees. So that's going to be good. We'll start with the closest one. Start with the kumquat. Let's dig this out again. Then remove plastic bag, fill it in. But I think I'm going to widen this hole up a bit. All right, let's get some water in that hole. We can start moving some dirt. While this fills in with some water, I'm gonna move over here. Start digging out this hole right here. Whoop. Over here. This one's going to be a little more difficult because I got to get underneath all this brick. All right. Let's go ahead and swap.
So what I'm doing here is just removing the plastic that they used for a pot and getting ready to break the roots up.
I'm gonna go ahead and start filling it in. And repeat. Let's go ahead and get this spraying. Get your hands washed off here. We'll do the same here. Woo! All right. Whew. When I say it is warm, guys, it is warm. So, let me redirect this thing a little bit. We have gone through, dug out, and replaced all the soil that was in the ground here for these new citrus. We had to make the soil, so I grabbed some old potted plants from my old place and mixed them up, as you guys saw, with some wood ash and charcoal. What little bit of biomass I had here, some leaves and sticks, and fingers crossed that this is going to work. For those of you guys who've been following me for a while, you know I like to do projects, I guess, where I can recycle discarded items. My camper being one of them. I know many of you started following me because of the build of the camper, but I didn't want this to be a camper build channel. I wanted to share that with you guys, but I didn't want to make the channel all about that. But for those who did follow and join, you did so because you were probably interested in the fact that that whole thing was built from leftover material from an old illegal cannabis grow. And I put a couple grand into it, but for what it is, all in all, I think I got away with murder, really. It's a fantastic camper. I love it. It is everything I need to travel the way I do. Probably more so than I'm used to having, but I'm okay with that. So we're gonna go ahead and work on this last one down here. And I'm just going to repeat the process. It's going to take a little bit more effort to walk it back and forth with the soil, but I have faith. If you guys have faith, I have faith. Let's move you over here, shall we? There's a much better view. All right, tribe. Let's do this thing.
Alright guys, so that's all I've got for you today. If you're liking the direction that these videos are going and you want to see some more, please give me a thumbs up. Of course, there's still a lot that needs to be worked out. I'm still very new at this. Your comments are going to be invaluable. So I take all your constructive comments and criticisms very seriously. Please be nice about it. But please tell me your thoughts. I would love to hear them. But yeah, as for today, we're done. I'll see you guys next week.
ADHD caffeine since 1976.
Your comments and suggestions are invaluable to me. And let's take a take two. Okay, take two.